Good evening, comrades. This is Dmitry Minskin-Karchenko bringing you Moscow Evening News. This evening we have the Labor Minister discussing workforce issues plaguing Russia today. But be assured, everybody, everything is okay.
Everything is not okay, Dmitry. The country's workforce is shrinking at twice the rate of the general population due to the decrepit healthcare system and the dangerous working conditions that have remained unchanged for the past century. Also, we found a report that has said that the country's population will be halved in 60 years. Very soon, Russia will not have enough soldiers or workers.
But Mother Russia is a strong nation. We will overcome, right?
Work-related illnesses, injuries, and deaths cost the economy $65 billion in 1999 alone. The economy is in shambles, comrade. Shambles! We are radically attempting to restructure things, but it's not going so well.
But 30 years ago we were a superpower. What happened?
The Cold War ended. We had no need for a massive military. But have faith, comrade. We are currently in the middle of a baby boom.
Well, thank you very much for the interview, Labor Minister.
You're welcome, comrade.
Good evening and welcome to your Russian health report. The average Russian life expectancy is 67.7 years. This is higher for women and lower for men. This is lower for men because of many preventable causes. Many men are drinkers, smokers, as well as they're involved in more traffic accidents, violent crimes, and stress from work. Heart disease in Russia is the leading cause of death, being almost 57%. Almost 16 million Russians suffer from cardiovascular diseases, placing them second only to Ukraine. Death rates are also quite high from suicide, homicide, and cancer. As well, 52% of men and 15% of women are smokers in the country of Russia, which will lead to almost 260,000 deaths next year. HIV and AIDS has also been on the rise since the collapse of Soviet Russia. More than 400,000 people in the country of Russia are registered to have AIDS, but it is estimated that the actual number of people with AIDS is close to 1 million. Air pollution from heavy industries, emissions of coal-fired electric plants, and transportation in major cities, soil contamination from improper application of agricultural chemicals, scattered areas of sometimes very intense radioactive chemicals, groundwater contamination from toxic waste, urban solid waste management, as well as abandoned stocks of obsolete pesticides are often large causes of health issues within the country of Russia. Now, I'm going to throw it over to my colleague Victor, who's going to give us a weather report.
Thanks, Sergey. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick yearly weather report for the country of Russia, which is quite large. It spans pretty much the majority of the Earth and mostly in the Northern Hemisphere. So, between the months of October and April, it's going to be cold. Moscow, St. Petersburg, as well as most parts of Siberia, are going to be really cold. So you're going to want to put on your warm hats and your ski goggles and your winter jacket, because you might freeze. Temperatures can go down to minus 30 degrees Celsius. So you're going to want to be warm when you're in over here. Even Moscow and St. Petersburg, it's going to be flipping cold. But look out for May, June, July, and August, because it can get roasty-toasty. So you're going to want to put on your sunglasses and your sun hats. And oh boy, put that sunscreen on, because that sun's going to get out and it's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. You haven't seen the sun probably for most of the winter and spring and fall because you've been wearing long sleeves, but you still want to put that sunscreen on. You don't want to, you're going to be pale, but if you want to tan, you got to do it right. So you just got to cover up, because it's going to be friggin' warm. As far as rain goes, it's going to be warmer, so whatever snow you're going to get, it's probably going to rain that much as well. It's kind of a guessing game. I mean, temperature, weather, guesses, that's the way the business works. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter if you're going to be over here or way over here. You got to dress for the weather, people. Dress for the weather. Thank you for your time.
Russia is mainly a northern country, and it has a long-lasting winter, which is very cold. The food served in Russia is served for warmth and energy, so it's made of carbohydrates and fat rather than proteins. Fresh fruit and vegetables are rare to find in a Russian meal. The 5 components of a Russian meal are potatoes, meat, bread, eggs, and butter. What we're going to make today is beef stroganoff. It's made from fried beef and sour cream sauce. Let's get started. When being invited to a Russian's house, you want to arrive on time or no later than 15 minutes late. You want to take off your outdoor shoes and put on slippers if you're offered. You want to dress like you are going to the office, so business casual, and then you come over to the dinner table where you see the table manners. So when you're eating at a Russian's house, table manners is casual or continental. So you hold your fork in your left hand and your knife in your right. The men pour the drinks for the women that are at the table. You want to make sure that your elbows are not on the table, but your hands are being able to be seen at all times. You wait for the host to invite you to eat. You don't leave the table until the host invites you to leave the table. And the oldest, most prized guest is the one who gets served first.
What's the status on Miss Kozlov, nurse?
She's rapidly deteriorating. I don't think it'll be long now.
Has the pastor been notified?
Actually, like 72% of Russians, she's Russian Orthodox, so the priest has been called.
Oh, I see. What about the family? Have they been told?
It's actually the doctor's job to do that in their culture, to relay that news.
I didn't know that. I guess I don't know too much about the Russians.
Well, here, have this information about Russia.
Oh, what do you know? Thank you. Russians tend to be cheerful with the dying person in order to avoid distressing the patient. I guess that explains why the family seems so cheery. Let's see. Family usually stays by their side. Continuous death watching is a widespread phenomenon in Russia. The patient and family may want all mirrors covered during the time of death. Wailing and other displays of grief may be reserved primarily for expression in the home. Okay. And Russian Orthodox patients may decline cremation. This is all valuable information. Thanks. I didn't know the Russians were so different than us.
You're welcome, Dr. Dieter. Just remember to ask your patients, because they don't all follow the same traditions.
That's a good point. I think I'll go let the family know now. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
And welcome back. This segment we're going to be taking a look at Russian healthcare and some of the issues that they're currently facing today. So let's go take a look at some of the individuals in this lineup for the clinic. Hi, ma'am.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
Not too bad. How are you doing today?
Horrible.
What seems to be your problem?
I think my lungs are killing me. I've been smoking for 35 years. I've been smoking since I was 10 years old, man.
Wow, that's a long time. Don't you know that there's severe health risks that go along with smoking?
I guess so.
Okay. All right. Well, why don't we head on into the clinic and see what's going on inside?
Hey, I'm supposed to be next.